Welcome to Gaming with Scott presents Marvel Superheroes. Join us each week as our intrepid heroes follow a path of adventure and attempt to save the world and each other from the dangers of the universe. Starring Martin Davis, Josh Elliott, John Garlick, Josh Jackson, and Rico Suarez, with me, Scott Troiano, running the table as the judge. Epic adventure and titanic struggles await you beyond this music. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Gaming with Scott. I am here with Josh.
What's up?
And Rico.
Yo.
We are going to be doing a duo session.
Dun,
This
dun,
is
dun.
a dun dun dun. This is a session where listeners who have heard our story up to this point know that you're a monster, and the mother and daughter have run from the room. Wells took a step. There was a pause. He took a second step and stumbled, almost dazed from his first step. As he stumbles, Rico, what you doing?
I'm going to catch him because I know what he is, and me being dark energy, I'm the only one that can safely catch him.
Fair enough.
So I'm going to catch him to help him regain his balance.
You take just a stumbling step and see Tyler step over to catch you. Do you resist or do you let him at least keep you from hitting the floor?
I'll let him.
Okay. You reach out and grab him, and as you do, the room swims and sort of peels away. You are not in a blanket of stars as you have been before, but you are somewhere in between. It is a voidless, shapeless space. You sense each other's presence as though you were standing or perhaps floating amid this personal galaxy space.
This is new
Here again.
for me. Again, you've been here?
Yes.
Oh. I've not been here.
We're not alone.
Did you talk to someone while you were here? Or something?
As you reach out and try to... It's not the same space. There's not the starscape. It's not as immense. It's more private. It's almost just the two of you. You realize as you look to the greater beyond, it is not where you were before.
Just the two of us.
We
can make it if we try.
Wow.
You and
Is there any shape of the house?
No.
Alright, so this is just our own personal literal
It is...
pocket galaxy or
It
dimension.
is formless and shapeless and darker gray, shadowy, dark force-ish.
I assume this is a space of your cosmic awareness.
What? No. The cosmos is the space of my cosmic awareness.
Suddenly the scene shifts, and you are not back in the star realm where you were, but the space has gotten almost infinitely bigger. And you get a sense of the weight of the cosmos, kind of like when they cut in on a TV show and a guy's going to walk into a full room and people are having conversations and they're just mumbled and muffled enough off camera that you know there's a big crowd that the guy's coming out to before they get quiet. You hear the conversations going on, and you know just enough to parse that they're not actually conversations. It's the inner dialogue in people's heads. All of the good, all of the bad, in all of the cosmos.
I'm putting my hands behind my head and floating and looking at you kind of laid back, and I'm going to go... It took me a while to realize there's no time here.
No, I'm aware that there's no time here. Actually, during my transformation, after I then learned that there was no time here.
Yes, but I'm smarter than you.
I don't know about that.
Really?
No, you probably are smarter than me. Actually, no, I don't think you are.
No?
No. But your new condition, we have to figure out what its capabilities are and what its boundaries are. And you have to understand, your family's alive, but you can't touch them.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
They're safe. That's all that matters.
They are. For now, they're safe.
You should calm down. There's no time here. There's no rush.
All right. So, how are you coping with your new body?
With being a god? Perfectly fine.
It is pretty awesome.
Postman shows up at my building every Wednesday at 3 o'clock. Show me his life.
and the scene shifts, and you see you're on a lonely street downtown, and you see the postman kind of walks around a corner, but you don't get much else than that.
I'm walking next to him and talking to you as I move as I'm walking next to him. This man here, what's his name? Tell me your name.
He turns to you, and he's faceless.
I don't know his name, so of course he's going to be like that. Point being, he could be a villain, right?
It's in the realm of possibility.
He could become a villain.
Sure.
All right. Show me the timescape, the universe in which this man becomes a villain, and show me the moment when it happens.
And the scene shifts back to the small, two-person, voidless, shapeless arena where you were.
There are boundaries to our omniscience.
No, something's different. I'm going to attempt to contact the entity.
How?
Recalling what it felt like and pulling it towards me?
You see what appears between the two of you as you float in the void. Sphere-esque, an ovoid of what looks to be a starred galaxy, and there's a little teeny tiny Dr. Wells down there in the middle. And there's sort of a shapeless... It's very similar to an experience you had in the machine. Mm-hmm. And it plays out in front of him.
What am I even looking at?
You notice a little teeny tiny Dr. Wells floating in the... Yeah. So you're looking at yourself.
The consciousness that you're looking for, I think you've bonded with it. I've never spoken with mine after the transformation. In fact, I don't even know if she's even around anymore.
Huh.
I think it's very possible that you would have to have bonded with it.
Interesting.
Yeah. Was yours male or female?
Male.
Yours was male? Did it give you anything?
A hard time.
No, I mean, before you came back from the machine.
Enlightenment, wisdom, understanding.
That was it?
That was it. That's all there is.
Didn't give you a trinket? Gift?
No, didn't ask for it.
Oh, I didn't ask for mine either. I got a hug, though. And then the ability to gestalt. That's what I got. So have you figured out how you're going to cope with the voices that you hear all the time? All the good and all the bad? Have you figured out how to filter those out? To walk the line, to not tip over and want to cleanse the entire world? It's really hard. It's really hard.
You're a very nervous person.
I am. Knowing the power that I have at my disposal and what I could do with it, and the multiples of me's that I can bring, and the power that they have, yeah, I could...
Calm down. We're just the culmination of the evolution of human consciousness.
I don't even think it's that.
Since the first monkey stood up and became self-aware, it's been taking a journey towards this point where we are now.
This is well beyond monkeys.
Well, obviously, because there's been a lot of walking over millions of years.
No, seriously, I don't think what we are even can be traced to anything terrestrial that we know of.
We are beyond... No.
We are. That's it. We are beyond. That's exactly what it is. But this space is new. I've never experienced this before.
We are the expansion of self-awareness when the definition of self begins to expand. That is what we are.
Is that what you think?
That's what I know.
I don't think that's it at all. I think what we are, or what we've become, are the progenitors of all things cosmic and powerful. I think before space and the universe as we know it, we predate that.
If you're coming from a linear perspective on time, then yes, you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
But
The
when you
human standard
realize
of time.
all moments exist in the same moment, then that pre and that post are just an illusion. All we are
Yeah,
tapping
it's
into
relative.
is the fullness of the now.
Yeah.
This is what consciousness has been evolving towards the entire time.
No, they'll never get this.
Oh, they will.
No, I don't think they will. I don't think they will.
You're very preoccupied with all the suffering.
I am.
Show me the suffering.
And you see a little sphere in front of you with
I'm keeping it bubbled, don't worry.
people that are suffering.
Yeah.
It's a multitude of different types of suffering.
There's lights that light up all over.
Now I'm going to interpret this in a way that we can both understand. So, give me a view screen here.
Okay, a view screen appears.
All right. Import the suffering into a data set.
Okay. Numbers start to scroll across the screen. Charts, pie graphs.
Analyze causes and list top 3.
Ignorance, greed, and hate.
Boom! Ignorance can be cured. Easy peasy. People just need the proper information.
We can't force that on them, though.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. That's the whole thing, but we're getting to that. Hold on. The second one. Greed and hate, right? Here's the thing. Hate is really a product of ignorance. You can demonstrate that view screen. Show that. Break that out. Break hate out.
And there's, hatred of things that are different, hatred of things that I don't understand, hatred of things that aren't like, yeah.
Most of that hate is tied to ignorance, so that can be factored out. Which leaves us with greed. Greed, greed, greed. And really, greed is the product of ignorance in a certain sort of sense. It's contextual. If you can't get what you need, you become greedy as a response to deficiency and lack. You then hoard. It's a compulsion. You hoard to prevent future lack. Okay? This world, all of it, so much of it, they've inherited a system of competition for scarce resources, but technology is changing that now. Scarcity is disappearing, but the people still locked in the greed reaction are preventing it from moving forward.
And you think you have a way to help solve this?
While preserving free will, because that's important.
Okay, well, I'm going to wipe his screen away.
Okay.
It's gone. And I'm going to, let's take a look at the Underground Railroad, shall we?
We going back to 1860?
Nope. We're going to present day Underground Railroad.
And a bubble appears that has an activity, several different activities going on of a group that are relatively savvy, tech-centric group of people who look like they're busily going about tasks and things and stuff they're doing right now.
So this is the Underground... Oh.
Hold on one second.
Okay.
I need a context here. I'm going to will into existence an AI that's informational, then I can interact with my voice. It's
You
the
don't
same
need
thing.
it.
Yes, I do. It's the same thing on the view screen, but I can just talk to it. Nimbus! Female, please.
Nothing happens.
Oh, come on.
No, you don't need it. Anything.
I don't know what this is. I don't know what the Underground Railroad you people keep talking about is.
Oh, well, I'm getting ready to explain that to you.
Fine.
This is the Underground Railroad. They're the ones that responsible. Remember the murder of your family that tried to happen that we prevented?
Oh, God, I forget every so often, but...
Sorry, I hate to bring it up. But they're responsible for that. And do you want to know why they were responsible for that?
Sure.
You have a vision to get rid of all the greed, the ignorance, and the hate. Let's see what the Ministry of Science would look like, I don't know, in the next 50 years from now.
I've already seen this.
Oh, you have?
Yeah.
Oh.
My wife is a senior member, and then everyone has been forced Borg style. Yeah.
Okay, so you're aware that they were trying to prevent you from creating this?
Yeah. They were trying, but they were trying on the timeline where I was unaware of their existence.
So now you're aware of it.
Right.
So now you know the Ministry of Science can't happen.
Well, no.
No, it can't, exactly.
What you have to understand is the creation of this, and not, don't think their nasty version of it. This thing is a fixed point in time. It will exist. What form it takes is entirely up to us.
It already exists. We've seen it once.
Right. I'm saying that future will unfold one way or the other. The flavor of that future is the thing we have control over. It's the variable.
Yeah.
Exactly. So we can't just wipe them out and wipe it out because it's not going to work. Not fully. Not like that. What we can do is take it over and steer it towards positive ends. It's Pandora's box. If they don't do it, someone else will. It's where technology is going. It's like the internet.
Yeah.
It's going to happen.
This is why I want to be there with you when this happens. Because that alternate dimension we were in, where you and your wife were iron-fisted rulers of a rusty army and everybody lived in fear,
Yeah.
that's what your Ministry of Science could become.
Right. Right.
That's actually what it already has become in that dimension, in that timeline.
Right. Split and show the two timelines.
Okay, the two you saw.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, one you see two bubbles appear. One is a relatively peaceful and benign, almost Starfleet-esque, and the other has a relatively well-to-do middle to upper class, no lower middle class, almost no poverty, but then a chunk of people who are disparagingly down on the ladder, who are just. But that is one that is there. It is a complete autocracy. There is limited free will. I mean, there's free will as long as you follow what's best for you as dictated by the machine.
Okay, so the way I see it...
This is what you're trying to avoid, right?
Yes.
Okay. This is what I want to create. But...
So you don't want this anymore?
Oh, no. I never wanted
All right,
that. No one, but,
we're gonna...
Well, wait. Before you do that, see, there's a trade-off. In this scenario, the one we don't want, there are minimal casualties. 200,000 something, if I recall correctly, maybe 300.
321,000.
321,000?
Under this scenario,
619 million.
I have made a radical decision. Looking at it, feeling it, weighing it out. It's worth it. It's worth it. Because no one's killing them. They don't die. They die due to the systemic shock and the fact that they can choose. But that's better.
So there's about, 7 billion people on the Earth right now? 619 million is, 10%? Not even that, 1%? 1%, 7 million, 7 billion? I think that's 1%. That's 1%, right? How do they die?
Let's find out.
Let's find out how they die.
Analyze casualties.
Nothing seems to happen.
We did this before. Even in the omnipotent, there's windows and it breaks. That's amazing.
No, we don't see it because we haven't done it yet.
Oh.
You and I, would probably be personally responsible for 619 million deaths.
So my awareness in this state is limited to the present until I am plugged into the entity, in which case I can move through timelines. That's what's different here.
You can't travel through time yet?
No.
Oh.
Well, projectively, We're effectively inside my consciousness. That's what I'm starting to figure out. But before,
Pardon me.
my consciousness was plugged into a much more vast consciousness, so I was able to do anything. See everything.
So in order for this to happen, we have to be responsible.
I.
I too.
Sure.
If we don't want this to happen.
And there is no timeline under which some form of this does not occur.
See, listen how nonchalantly we can talk about killing 619 million people for the benefit of 6 billion people.
I don't like it either. But someone
But
has
you've
to
gotten rid of the greed and the hate.
most of it. Not all of it. Accidents happen.
20 minutes. So, this is Dr. Wells' family still alive here? Show me Dr. Wells' family. Over here.
I checked for that.
And you don't. Nothing happens. Are you using cosmic awareness?
Yeah.
Okay. Then I need a roll.
Oh, be careful.
Well, I don't know what my modifiers are here in this space.
Well, because you're about to use cosmic awareness from within my consciousness.
Our consciousness.
You feel alien here.
Do I? Do I feel alien here?
Give me an intuition roll.
Both of us?
Nope, just Wells.
That's not bad.
53.
What's your intuition?
50.
It's probably still a green.
And you are at a +4 column shift.
Okay.
Whoop. 1, 2, 3, 4 puts you at shift Y. And you said you got a 50?
53.
53, that's a yellow feat. You realize it is, you reach out, it is a merged consciousness. It is both of your
It has to be.
consciousnesses.
It's the duality. I have the female, you have the male. This is ours. This is our space.
Okay. Good.
And
Because though
with,
this zone is alien to me, I don't feel alien here.
and you
I'm new.
and as you come to that realization, you do recognize he doesn't feel alien, you don't feel alien. It is very much a duality. It is very much a, this is your space, you're both of you. Not yours, or his.
Mine.
Right.
It's ours. Collectively.
Which is probably why you can't reach out like you did in the other space.
All right. Go ahead.
All right. I'm going to try and see if I can find Dr. Wells' family in this
The beneficial 619 billion died area?
619 million dead.
Or is the, million.
The socialist utopia.
Okay. Give me a roll.
Am I rolling off a Tyler or Guardian Angel Gestalted in this area, in this zone?
Tyler at a +4 column shift.
Yikes. Yikes.
What's Tyler's?
20.
20, that's not bad.
20.
1, 2, 3, 4. That makes it monstrous.
Oh, that's not so bad. Let's hope we get a good roll here. 14.
14. Yeah, no.
white.
Can't find her. You're like,
I told you, I already checked.
It's a bad roll. Huh.
Which,
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's fine.
when did Zelda get here? That's amazing. I knew it. Or, I should say Link. Oh my god, I just did.
You did.
Oh.
They would be mad at you.
Well, I can't find them. I don't even know if your family survives that one.
Well, I checked, but even if I hadn't, if you're going to decide on the fate of 619 million people, you have to be completely objective. I can't say it's okay if my family's there and safe, but not okay if they're not there and safe. That makes it a greed decision. I did not want my family to perish. No one does. But it's one thing for them to go down due to murder, due to greed. It's another thing for them to go down because humanity needs to be set free.
Or your family didn't die from greed, they died from fear. What the Underground Railroad feared your Ministry of Science could do.
So, tell me more about this Underground Railroad. They're afraid of this reality.
They were afraid of, yes, this one over here where the 312,000 die. 321,000, sorry. They were afraid of this. And they thought that killing your family would prevent that. They didn't anticipate me rescuing your family. They probably didn't anticipate this. So they have no idea that this reality could exist. Keep in mind, though, they're going to keep trying to prevent this from happening.
Well, we need to reach out to them. Because they're actually our allies. They don't want what we don't want. We just need to convince them of that. Yeah, I know, tall order. But
It is. It is a really tall order.
the first thing I'm going to do is the very company that is the source of this, I'm going to take it over.
That's what the board meeting, right?
Yeah.
How do you plan on taking it over? Buying it?
Hostile takeover.
Buying it flat out?
Yep.
With whose funds?
Mine.
You're incredibly wealthy, aren't you?
I can print money. Basically.
That's a gross abuse of power.
It's all a Ponzi scheme anyway.
How are you going to print money? You don't have your nanites anymore. Do you even have available to you what you used to have?
I have means at my disposal with software.
Who's going to be the Who's going to be the face?
Me?
You don't have a face.
Yes, I do.
Does he have a face?
Blank slate, just like yours.
Yeah, you don't have a face.
That's what makes it appropriate. I am all of us. My nanites will come back.
Do you think so? All right, well.
The reason I know, I guarantee you if I step on a scale, I haven't lost mass.
Have you considered making your wife the face of your Ministry of Science?
Nope.
Why?
That's how that happens.
Oh.
One of the contributing factors.
Oh. So you thought this through.
She was afraid because of what could have happened, and she wanted it to never happen again.
So are we settled on the deaths of 619 million people to preserve the lives of 6 billion others?
I surveyed the timelines.
What's the rate of population growth during the socialist utopia?
Socialist utopia.
That's what it is. I mean, if there's no greed, everybody has what they need.
Made a cosmic awareness roll.
It was mainly just a world without money.
Yeah. 99, that's going to be a red.
Oh, yeah, it will be. Just over 4%.
Annually?
Per decade.
Well, there's not this need to
I'm just how quickly can we repopulate after 619 million? There's still 6 billion people. They're still going to breed it, a considerate amount.
All current theories on population growth indicate we're overextended anyway.
Right
we
now.
Want a decline. We just don't want to be savage about it.
Yeah.
The reason we're exploding is because, well, look, bring up the human population graph from 200 years ago to today.
It shows about a 25 to 28, maybe a 33% at some points
Right.
population growth.
Well, there's this point here where it goes logarithmic and explodes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, this is where we start winning on a certain level. We win too much too fast. That's the problem.
That was a really good cosmic awareness roll.
But look, it's going to be for them to decide. If they're only experiencing that much population growth, it means they collectively looked at the issue and realized that they needed to calm the hell down.
Give me an intuition roll at +6 column shifts. What's Tyler's intuition?
2.
Oh, yay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's incredible now.
22. That's still a white.
That's still a white. Alrighty, moving on.
The reason that 629 million perish is ultimately because the people are not used to actually having the reins over their future. They're new to it, they make bad choices and mistakes, and when they do, they pay consequences.
Do they really have the reins over their future, though? Aren't we really taking over the reins of their future?
If I was exerting a direct control over what they did with it,
This is what we're doing now.
I would agree with you.
This is exerting direct control. We could set plans into motion that would lead us into this. This, right now, is direct control.
Right. But our direct control is to hand them control. There's no escaping that fact.
Feign handing them control.
Feign?
Yeah.
How? How are we feigning?
Because what choice are we giving them? What choice is it? What choice have you decided to give them to bring about option A? Because what we're doing now is we're planning all the steps that's going to go into action to get option A.
Right. I'm removing the barriers to their control, ultimately. That's all I'm doing. What they do with it is up to them.
So this isn't even guaranteed.
Not necessarily. Not necessarily. But we know this future exists. And I believe that if given the ability to control their own destiny, which that's all this future is. It's the same thing in every time zone. Every timeline. The
So we're
future
taking
we don't
a
want.
629 million life gamble is really what we're doing.
It's going to happen. That's the thing. You keep acting as though there is a reality where this does not happen. This technology comes out. It breaks down the old order. The only question is what replaces it. The singularity is going to occur. The only question is whether it will be a meritocracy or a technocracy. That's it. There are no other options. So we're not killing 629 million people. All we're doing is saying meritocracy over technocracy. And the 629 seems to be the price of people learning their own footing.
This is intense.
Yeah?
Oh, man. Oh, man. It's the best option. It's the best option.
I'm not happy. You don't see me jubilant over here. But
This is where we decide the lives of few are worth more than the lives of the many.
technically, we don't decide anything. That's what I keep trying to tell you. In this timeline, we give them the control and we let them decide. That, to me, is the most ethical thing to do.
But what happens if they decide incorrectly?
They will. They will multiple times. They have to. They have to. It's like with a kid.
Yeah.
You can sit there and protect the kid from the child's negative choices. All right? That's what this reality is. This reality we don't want. But eventually, you have to pull back. You have to pull back and let the child start to make their own decisions and start to suffer negative consequences. Because if you don't,
They don't learn.
they can never stand on their own. So here's the thing. People keep saying, oh, I want to be this, I want to be that, I want to be free. Well, part of freedom is facing consequences. Part of freedom is pain. And that's not, I didn't make the world that way. I didn't make the universe that way. You can't have freedom without pain and consequence. So they have to go through it. We have to go through it. We're part of this.
Do I exist in this future? I need to see if I can find myself here.
You won't find any. Well, some.
Because you didn't?
No, the technology doesn't, with most of them, their biology and makeup rejects the technology, so it can't be tracked.
Cosmic awareness roll?
Oh, this will be 3? Oh! I'm getting really close. Oh, well, I've got 7 more. 92.
Okay. You reach out through the scope of in the orb of the 621 million that died. You do not find yourself.
Oh, man.
You begin to sift. You notice holes because you have your incarnation awareness.
Yeah.
You notice there are holes in the timeline of incarnations of yourself that you would have been aware of that are now missing. You, further down the road, find 2 of you doing resistance work, fighting against the machine. But they're not you. You, as your incarnation, seems to have poof. When the bubble that you're in, the space shakes almost violently as though you had garnered something's attention from outside.
Yeah.
And that'll do us tonight for Gaming with Scott. You can find us on the website, etc. Stay tuned. This is a 2-parter. We're going to be getting back to it, and these may actually release back-to-back one day after the other so that you'll have them and hear them and be aware of them. Thank you very much, and tune in again tomorrow for another download.
That's it tonight for us on the Gaming with Scott podcast. You can always send us an email at gamingwscott@gmail.com or catch us on Twitter. Josh Elliott is at Asmodee369. John is at JPMGarlic. Josh Jackson is at ActionJack853. Rico is at R1C0. Or me, Scott T, at GamingWScott. You can also find us on Facebook at facebook.com/GamingWScott. Don't forget to check out nerdsdom.com for all their reviews and other great podcasts. Remember, be the superhero you always wanted to see in the world. As always, you'll be hearing from us real soon.